Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah in Texas. This is our safe, fun place, I promise, to chat all the latest reality TV gossip and, of course, about our beloved Jeff Lewis Live. I do not know why I keep saying our beloved. Like, seriously, that sounds like a psychopath, but whatever. I keep saying it, so maybe it's how I feel deep down inside. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I hope you're having an amazing day. Oh, my gosh. Yesterday was so emotional. I had like 5 hours of mom duties after one kid got home from school yesterday. It continued into the night. Of course, nothing like a quick late night run to Target to get like some candies for a science class, that was of course needed today. Shout out moms, as Carrie Lewis was talking about. It's never ending. But anyways, I thought I'm going to go to bed early. I didn't. I started chatting with someone about something else and then another DM and just everything. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting DMs saying that this guy is on live. Well, they weren't really explaining it, but then I get word that someone was live on TikTok, this joy.4. everything. I think that's what it's called. I gave them credit, and had caught Heather McDonald coming out of Craig's LA, which I knew she was there because she and I think Josh Flagg were posting, and Lala, that they were there for their birthdays, for Lala's birthday, September 2nd, which was a weird pairing. And they've all been on Jeff Lewis Live, so I think it's super interesting the next time they're on. But so it was Lala's birthday. Logan was there. Logan's a guy that's been on Vanderpump Rule for years. There was this weird-ish storyline that maybe he had, an attraction to James Kennedy. James, of course, was denying it. He's definitely still friends with the whole group because we see them together all the time. Heather McDonald, we know, is friends with Lala. I didn't know that Josh Flagg was in that mix. So anyways, and there was some other blonde guy. So anyways, thank y'all so much. So she comes out and she's by herself. Well, then these people are DMing me, but they had not sent me the video yet. So I go over to the guy's TikTok. Clearly Heather McDonald's already gone. That video was long gone. Someone thought they attached the video and sent it to me, and they didn't. So then it was like 45 minutes later, they sent me the video. Several people. Anyways, she comes out. I'm sure you've all seen the video. If not, check out my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube. Everything's under Jeff Lewis Obsessed. And this is the video Jeff was talking about on his show today. And she's with some guy. And now we know, and somebody had told me this last night, that is like some guy named Cade, which is Britney Spears' current manager or something. I mean, can it get any crazier? But somebody was telling me they were watching the live, and Lala and Josh Flagg and them left like 45 minutes before that. So I clearly don't know. I don't know if Heather McDonald caught up talking to other friends, saw other people, was waiting on a ride. I have no idea. Is she involved with her professionally? Does she have a manager that's not Peter? I don't know. It was so confusing. Oh, the blonde was James Kennedy's ex. No. There was someone that was even blonder. Not Logan. I know who Logan is. He was there, and then this other blonde guy that I don't think they tagged. Cade, maybe trying to sign Sheena. Well, why would she go through Heather McDonald for that? I don't know. Anyways, we will chat about all that. Let's get started with shout out news. Salt Lake City premiered last night. I wasn't that, well, also I had lots of, I was busy from 4:30 to 9:30. I squeezed in a little walk. But anyways, other than that, I was busy doing mom stuff. So I thought I'm going to go to bed early and then I'm not going to watch Salt Lake City. And then I heard it was actually really good. And on Andy Cohen Live this morning with John Hill, somebody called in and said that was one of the best Housewives premieres ever. And I'm like, oh my God, I have got to watch this. So I'm at the part where Heather is about to host this snow party. I don't really know what it's for. Thank you, Melody. Everyone hit the like button. Make sure you comment on all my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure you're following me, subscribing, all the things. I would really, really appreciate it. It helps with my engagement. Helps other chumpettes to find us, right? So I get to that party. So I've already met Monica. Oh my God, super shady. She's a single mom of 4 children, ages 5, 6. Oh my God, what were the other ones? 17 and 12, maybe? She is busy, but not too busy to be on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, apparently. So anyways, that looks super good. Loved it. Rick and Kelly this morning, she definitely goes into it more. They are definitely going to do an emergency Patreon. I don't know if it's the same day they normally do. I don't, follow anyone's Patreon. So they kind of go into details of that Kelly is trying to call Heather. She has been, and Heather is not taking her phone calls, which, after yesterday's Rick and Kelly, and then the phone call or the text to Jeff Lewis during Jeff Lewis Live, and then after today, I mean, I think they're going to be the next people feuding. But anyways, but they go into the fact that the Patreon is going to be about the earrings loss, because they were together in St. Bart's when all that happened. And like I said yesterday, I remembered seeing that video. Around that time was also a time where like Heather somewhere, I think it was in St. Bart's also, ran into like Teresa and Louie, and they were like dancing and partying on tables at restaurants. And I'm like, is this normal? Like, I don't want people's feet on, it wasn't even a bar. It was literally like a restaurant. And like, they're up there with their shoes off. And it looked like a wild party. Like, it was crazy. So I definitely remember that video. Kelly is, I guess, going to talk about the fact that she never went back to look for that earring. We heard the story today that Jeff says that Heather says, oh, I didn't even know they were real earrings to Krista. He reads the text. Oh my gosh. I mean, that is just forever like digging this grave on this friendship, right? Oh my goodness. Yes, when she was with Teresa. Yes, Jen Wood. I did hear a lot today. We're going to hold that back for Patreon. Then they said, we need the content. I was like, you either have your own content or you don't. Like, I don't know. I guess talking about this, is because they were there. So it does make sense that they were there for sure. What else? Andy Cohen. So he tells the story. He had to apologize again. I heard it yesterday and I chatted about it a little bit with y'all, but I did hear him say like gay men in particular don't need to have paternity leave. And so apparently that's an inside joke. Apparently he got all sorts of DMs and his ass chewed up one side and out the other because he was on an apology tour this morning about that. And he's like, it's just a joke that I have with an inside friend. And I said it and I guess everyone couldn't take it. And then who's the guy he's on with? Dear God, John Hill is like, none of our listeners, I don't think he said none, but a lot of our listeners don't have a sense of humor anymore. Everyone gets so riled up, everything. They can't take a joke about anything. But then Andy tells a story about the videos that he does. He gets a caller that says something like, I love when Ben has these calculations. Is that his own vocabulary? Does he understand that? And Andy was like, yeah, he actually does. Like his vocabulary has really expanded this summer. He's watching a lot of these TV shows that say this stuff and he's using it properly. But then he tells the story about a fan seeing him somewhere and Ben was with them. And the lady, I think, bends down to Ben and is like, oh, what are your calculations for today? And Andy's like, lady, don't ruin this, because I think he thinks, even though Ben is 4.5, that he doesn't realize recording maybe goes up on some kind of social media. I don't know how much little kids understand social media, but I really think Andy was hinting that he's going to stop sharing Ben and Lucy with his fans because he likes the inside joke that he knows about it and his followers and fans know about it, but that Ben doesn't quite understand. And clearly Lucy doesn't, she's like 1.5 years. She doesn't understand. So anyways, there's always pros and cons. Anytime I have reshared Andy Cohen's funny Instagram stories, you always get people that are like, oh my God, I love this. I love seeing his little kids. And then other people that are telling him, oh my God, you've got to quit sharing your kids. They're going to regret it. They're going to hate you. I don't know. To me, he's the parent, so he gets to decide that, right? I don't know. I think all of us parents know that we can be the perfect parent and we can have screwed up kids. So I don't know there's any perfect right or wrong for these celebrities to choose to put their kids on social media. Think of how many reality TV shows that these kids that can't make the decision for themselves go on there, and then they might regret that, or it might be great for them because they have all these life experiences, money, things like that. I don't know. Yeah, somebody says, I like seeing his kids, but it's up to him. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh my goodness. We have so many people on. So if you are new, welcome. Get comfortable in comments. We love to hear what you think. The replay goes up instantly. So if you don't come on, we try to keep it to about 12 Pacific weekdays to about 12:45. I was going 30 minutes, but y'all always wanted to talk longer. There is always so much more to talk about. So all the the replays are up on my Instagram, Jeff Lewis Obsessed, and up on the Jeff Lewis Obsessed YouTube channel. Yes, the parents get to decide ultimately, however, kids don't get the autonomy to say, and that's hard. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, there's like 239 of y'all on Instagram and 342 of you on YouTube. Wow. So please, please, please take a second to like my video and make a comment. I would really appreciate it. It helps with my engagement, like I said, and the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's get into the show today. Jackie Schimmel is back looking so freaking snatched. But I mean, she's got a night nanny from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. A night nurse, I guess they call it, to 7 a.m. She's not nursing. So she said, I'm untethered. I'm an untethered mom. I sort of love that, because if you are a mom that has breastfed, whether what do you call it? Pumped exclusively or breastfed exclusively or, whatever, you are a little more tied physically to the child, because whether you have to pump or not, you can't just go somewhere for 7 hours and not take a time to plan and pump and store your milk and get it to the baby and all that kind of jazz. If you're nursing, then you literally have to be near your child, clearly, to breastfeed. So that was interesting. Later in the after show, Carrie Lewis, who's a mom of two, talks about her breastfeeding or not, or I think she decided not to. Jackie says she tried. Jeff kind of teased her. I don't know that she tried very hard, but like she said, and I love how sarcastic she is, she gets the sympathy for, oh, at least I tried, and my milk didn't come in, but she doesn't get the punishment like from moms, because there ain't nothing like mom shame, right? If you are a mother, you can literally do nothing right. There's arguments over to have a pacifier, to not, to sleep with your baby, to not, to breastfeed, to formula feed, to cloth diaper, to disposable diapers. I mean, you literally can't make any right decision when it comes to moms, right? For sure. Lady Grace says, I love sarcasm. Yes, me too. And I really get Jackie. I do feel like she can come on a little strong. So I can't listen to her podcast all that much, just because there's not enough time in the freaking day. But some of the podcasts seem a little like she's screaming at me, like I'm like she's mad, and I'm like, oh my God. I thought she was kidding, but I didn't know, because I don't listen to the Bitch Bible too often, that she got a cease and desist from her doctor's office. That's crazy. Like somebody ratted her out, and I don't even think so. If you listen to her, did she really record her doctors? Like, I follow her on social media and I look at her stuff, but I didn't realize that she actually got in trouble for that. Like, that's crazy. Yes, they did talk about the Heather drama today. We will talk about that for sure. Oh, Colleen says family vloggers need to stop. That's a whole other thing too, is that people that have their little kids on vlogs and make money and all that, there's so much whatever. But it's the same for reality stars, right? Matter of fact, John Hill was talking about his love of Welcome to Plathville, which I have not started. I just don't have the time, but I would love to start that crazy ass show if I had the time. Like, it looks so fascinating to me. But you know what? 90 Day Fiance is a freaking job. Like, I had to quit my job of Big Brother. My husband just kind of gives me the highlights. But the last couple years, it just became a job to watch Big Brother. It's on so dang much. There's so much on Bravo. There's so much on TLC I love. With the new channel 789, that's hours a week of extra content that I love to listen to. So I just don't have the time for it. I mean, I love the after show. I will tell you my thoughts in a little bit on how he's mixing things up. You know, like the new co-hosts that he's mixing up amongst each other. But there's also the Chump Happy Hour, which I love. I only listened to a couple of the recaps of Flipping Out. I thought it was a great idea, and I love how they did it. They told me a lot more new information about it. There's just not enough time. I mean, it just comes down to, you know, all this fun stuff is going on, but there's still only freaking 24 hours in a day, right? So anyways, oh yeah, Sister Wives is crazy. The amount of DMs I get saying, I wish you watched Sister Wives. I just can't. I know enough about it. Cody grosses me out. Like, I know it's sad to say, but he hurts my eyes. I just can't look at his hair. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Colleen. Daily Dose of Donna sent you to me. Thank you so much. Our dosers and our chumpettes are very similar audiences. I think y'all are going to get along swimmingly, and I love that you watch us both. Thank you so much. Follow Daily Dose of Donna everywhere. She covers all the stuff, and she's a huge Jeff Lewis fan too. Cody Grody. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, Laura says, I don't know how he got 4 wives. Like, seriously? It's not even, I mean, obviously physical, you know, is whatever, but it's his personality. Like, he's just so gross. Oh my God. The past episode of Sunday is a must watch, Darla says. Oh my gosh. Y'all are hate watching Cody. Y'all are hate watching him, and I'm so here for it. I love it. Okay, so Jackie tells her birth story. It sounds pretty similar to my first one, actually. When I sort of had to be induced also because my water was leaking, and I didn't realize it at 37 weeks. So I was out to a movie with a bunch of friends, seeing the movie Serendipity. Then we went and got some fudge. Well, I was the first of that all group of friends to have a baby. So none of us knew it was a big deal that I felt like I was leaking a tiny bit of amniotic fluid. How I didn't pay attention to those months long of birthing classes that I did. I did that, what's the one called? It was like all this natural birthing crap because I chose to have all 5 of my kids naturally. No pain medicine, no epidural, anything. I don't know. I'm weird. I told y'all I'm weird. Did I get a cease and desist? No. But also, I gave birth before, I pushed out my daughter before the OB was actually in the room. So I was waiting for my discount. I did not get a discount. Yeah, Lamaze, but it started with a B. What was it called? It was some like Bradian. It was some way of whatever. Anyways, then the next 4 kids I had through a midwife, Bradley method. Yes, it's exactly what it was, the Bradley method. But 2 of them, the number 2 and number 3 were through a midwives at a hospital in Houston. And then number 4 and number 5 kids were at different birth centers in Houston. I know, in a water tub. I'm weird. Never said I wasn't weird, y'all. Anywho, and the last one was 10 pounds, 4 ounces. So the first one was 7 pounds even. The last one was 10 pounds, 4 ounces. When I tell you my hoo-ha could feel the difference, that ring of fire, like she's almost 14 and I still remember that 10 pound, 4 ounce baby. Maybe she was 10 pounds, 5 ounces. I have to look at her thing. There's a lot of numbers in my head with 5 children, right? Anyways, so she talks about that. Then after the first commercial break, Jeff goes into the Heather McDonald update. Oh my God. So the thing that kept me up way too late last night was waiting on this video that people were DMing me saying they were going to send about Heather coming out of Craig's and basically saying, Jeff Lewis, who? Who is that? Like, I've never heard of him. What did we think she should do? I mean, I don't know. I kind of think Jeff is the kind that can kind of sit back and laugh about that. I thought it was kind of comical. I don't know. Clearly, oh gosh, how do I say this? Okay. Everyone that was at that birthday dinner is very huge on social media. They're all on a reality TV show. All of their businesses, their money is directly related to them being seen. Okay. So it's no shock that her birthday dinner for that 5 was at Craig's LA, where a lot of paparazzi are. Doesn't sound like paparazzi was there, but this guy that goes live on TikTok, Joy of Everything, was there. And I guess people were in his comments. So I guess Juicy Scoopers and Jeff Lewis fans happened to be on and were like, hey, ask her about Jeff Lewis. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute that she said that. It sounded on brand for her arguing with someone. What was she say? I don't know. Even Joe Jeff says, I would have said like, oh, we're not friends anymore. We're going through a rough patch. That's all there is to it. I don't know. I never catch Jeff out in the wild. Like the only time we saw him was after the Kyle Richards thing where he called her a lesbian on Ozempic. TMZ caught him. Does TM catch people in New York? Like, I feel like that's an LA thing. But coming out of the SiriusXM studios, walking to lunch, I think, with Tim Johnson, whoever it is. And then he commented. But, he's really not on, like, TMZ, Page 6, all of that too much. I wish he was more. I mean, I wish, people that see him out and about in LA would send me pictures that they take with him or tag me. I would love to see him out in the wild. I think he loves seeing fans. He loves telling people where he's going to go, what time he's going to be. Oh, somebody says Jeff would be mad at any response. But do you feel like, tell me in comments, do you feel like he respects the hustle of sorts? Like, I think he understands. He loves people that work hard. He loves people that aren't lazy. Heather McDonald works hard, and she is definitely not lazy when it comes to her business. When it comes to social media, promoting herself, she understands the excitement, right? Or the assignment. But then they get into this whole earring thing that he reads the text and didn't know that the earrings were real. She says that's not true. I don't know. If she already owns diamond hoop earrings, we need to hear from Krista. We need to hear from Krista exactly like what went on with exactly loaning her these earrings, and were they, it sounds like Krista DM'd her. Like if I'm friends with someone, I have a text relationship with them. I don't send them a DM. So I don't understand why Krista was sending her a DM and not a text. We know Heather reads her DMs. She's very much on social media. Obviously, she's going to get a DM from Krista. And she says, didn't Krista say in the text that she didn't read it for 5 months and kind of she was ghosted? Everyone says, or somebody says it's not Jeff's business. And then the caller, yes, Jeff is definitely closer to Megan. And we've been talking about that for months. Ever since the Megan and Heather feud, I was saying, I mean, clearly he goes on like vacations with Megan and Ben. I mean, think about Stu's birthday last September, right? Oh my God, they haven't really talked about it, but Stu's birthday is coming up September 15th, and he's not talking about it being the whole month yet. Yeah. Okay, so then they bring up the Britney Spears manager, Cade guy in the video. I don't understand all that, but they also talk about the Patreon paywall. And I keep hearing from others and seeing on social media that Jeff is behind a paywall also. And he is. I mean, it costs money for us to pay for Sirius, but it does seem different. Like Jackie Schimmel said, it seems gross of sorts that, to say, here's my free platform, and then I'm going to put other information on another one. But it is a business model that we know that's how people choose to go pay for information, right? I don't know. Megan is saying, I told you so. Oh my God. Can you even imagine? Jeff Lewis Live is Jeff's channel. No, it is not official. He has nothing to do with any channel on YouTube. That channel, I think, got re-put back up, but it gets taken down all the time for copyright material, because clearly it's just putting up exact copies of, the material. Okay, so then they get into the whole donkey tooth slut of it all. Jameson's neighbor, they're having issues again. Then the after show. So let's chat the after show, because Jeff was on quite a bit and took some crazy ass phone calls. If you were one of the callers, if you feel okay admitting it, let us know which caller you were, because oh my God, there were some crazy ones. So today was probably the most phone calls ever on an after show. I mean, it was a lot. I sort of wondered if it was intentional. When they were having the issues with Brandy and Julie, they were saying that Sirius didn't want them to have so many of the guests on. They wanted more of a call-in show. And then the fans were saying, we don't necessarily want a call-in show. Some do. They like being able to call, if they can't get into Jeff Lewis Live. So I don't know, but it was Chef Stu and Carrie Lewis. I think Stu is better with Monica. I think the first 2 weeks when they shifted around and they kept the same people for those first 2 weeks, they've shifted people around this week. I don't know if that's because of their own personal schedules or something like that. I'm not really sure. Seeing if I can open this door to give me more air. Thank you. Shout out. But I feel like Stu is a really good fit with Monica. I also feel like Carrie's a really good fit with Joey Zauzig, who she was on with. So Jamie says the callers are annoying. They never get to the point. I do think people get variations of nervous and they're like, hi, how are you? And even that one caller caught herself and was like, never mind, I'm not going to waste my time asking you how you are when everyone that's called in has said, how are you? You know what I mean? But I think it's just the niceties of it. And also when we call someone, we say, hey, I always say like, is this a good time to call? I often say that if I call someone, if I don't text them first and say, hey, can we talk? Or call me if you can, I'll usually send a text. But if not, if I just call someone outright, I'll usually say, is this a good time to talk? But a lot of people also say, hey, how's it going? How are you? So that's normal, right? Jeff told Tamara and Teddy after the show that he was going to be trying different combos of hosts for the after show. Yeah, he did, Storm. I just think he probably had it right. Tell me what you think. Or tell me if you think there's a better combination in comments. I liked Carney and Doug together. Who's MJ been with? Oh my God, my brain. With Jamie Kennedy. I like Monica and Stu together. I like Joey Zauzig and Carrie together. And then obviously Paul and Patrick are, they're a duo. They're going to be, oh my goodness. Speaking of Paul and Patrick, I got this gorgeous book in the mail yesterday from them and it's signed. It's Anna Nicole Smith, Portrait of an Icon. I've got a video of it up in my Instagram stories with a link where you can get your own. They signed it for me to Sarah in Texas. Paul and Patrick. It's a really good book. So if you're a fan of Anna Nicole Smith like I am, it's a lot of pictures, but also a lot of, I'm just showing you pictures now. There are a lot of words, though, explaining a lot of the details of stuff. See all the stories? So anyways, that's going to go right up here with all my other stuff. But I'm still like looking at it. You know what I mean? I still want to read it and stuff. You didn't think Carrie was great with Joey. Who do you think Carrie should be on with? Yeah. I like Jamie, but can do without MJ. And I'll be honest. I don't know that Jamie's a good fit. I know he could have been nervous. I could have been whatever, but I didn't love how, Jeff had pretty much for the whole hour yesterday discussed the whole Heather thing. And then when he comes on the after show, Jamie's like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on. I'm out of town. I don't really follow these people. Like, who are you mad about? And then he's like, can you give me just like 3 minutes of a recap? And I'm like, what? 3 minutes on the radio is freaking gold. Like, don't waste our 3 minutes. Like, we know everything. I don't want a recap of it all and he should have been sitting there for an hour paying attention. Anyway, so they didn't go over it, but I don't know. I'm not feeling Jamie, but someone says I agree about Jamie. Jamie made me cry last week though. I love that. Somebody says I really like Jamie Kennedy. That's what is amazing about our Chumpack community. If I can just brag on us, I adore y'all so much. I feel like we all have so much in common, but I feel like me, the whole reason I started my fan accounts, I don't have anyone in real life that follows Jeff Lewis Live as closely as I do. A lot of my friends some of them have heard of him from Flipping Out years ago, but they don't even know that he has a show on SiriusXM 5 days a week. And nobody gets obsessed over people like I do, right? Like, we all know the jokes. We all know who his psychic's name is. We could have done that trivia question, that test, that game that Carrie did. We could have all answered those questions. Although I did not know how Jeff's mom, Kathy, spelled her name. I didn't know that. And I could not think of Honey's first name either. But, does my family think I'm crazy? No, Susie. That my family is so cool about this crazy fan account hobby of mine. They really are. They could care less about Bravo and Jeff Lewis Live, but they will actually ask me questions like, are Stu and Jeff dating? Is everything okay with them? Like, how's everything going? How many people were on your live? They're really cute. Like, and I have the best husband. Like, I really do. And somebody just DM'd me again that they just bought their ticket. So you can come out to, on September 30th, there's a luncheon or a happy brunch, they're calling it, from 12 to 3 in West Hollywood. And at night, there's a happy hour from 6 to 9 p.m. And you can get your tickets on realitybiteslive.com. And I will be at both events. So a lot of us are already making plans to spend that little bit of time that I'll be in LA together. I'm definitely going to stay in West Hollywood. So we'll be near all the places like Schwartz and Sandy's, Tom Tom, High Top. So whether you buy a ticket to that and come or not, if you're in the LA area, let's meet up and do something for sure. Make sure you join the Jeff Lewis Obsessed Facebook group. That's just easier for me to like put the information there and like have a thread to like chat on easily. You know what I mean? What else? The whole breast obsession. So they start off the after show with Jeff's boobie obsession. And he does. Just like Carrie said, a lot of gay guys. It doesn't seem like Stu's too much into boobs, but Jeff is very much into boobs. And so is Andy Cohen. Like they love big boobs. They love pretty boobs. They love a boob job. But just got the edge. What's the edge? I'm obsessed with Jeff also, but you've got the edge. Oh, Colleen. Oh, you're so sweet. I think that's a good thing to have an edge. I would never pay for Kelly and Rick, someone said. Yes, Doug is the best. I love that. Yes, for sure. Oh, do you have big boobies, Kaylin? Jeff loves big boobs, and he loves a boob job. Yeah. I think Jeff would hook up with a girl. Well, he did until he was in his mid-20s. He was not out. And has anyone ever heard, has he ever said there was like overlap where maybe he was having some secret boy on boy action before he felt comfortable coming out? Like that's very much something that could have happened for sure. Yeah, he was straight well into his 20s. Y'all, I just had a friend that dated someone. He is like late 40s, early 50s, divorced from a woman, 2 pretty much grown children. And they just came out like a couple of months ago. So even in 2023, people are still finding it difficult to, admit things to themselves and come out. So, yeah, he made out with Heather McDonald. They made out in college. Yeah. I feel like Jeff probably, he's so freaking cute. He's so charismatic. Y'all, that phone call, DeAndrea from Tulsa, that ripped him a new asshole so beautifully. Like, he took it like a man. Like, he bent over and she just rammed him. And he was like, look, I understand what you're saying. I'm taking it to heart. I am trying to make changes. I'm not always perfect. I do listen to what my listeners say, and I try to adjust and pivot. It was amazing. Like, I was like, no wonder Chef Stu takes him back all the freaking time, because his apologies are so darn good. And if y'all saw months ago when he gave Jameson this hug that got caught on video, and they put it up on the Jeff Lewis video, it was so sweet. And he's like apologizing to him right before Jeff Lewis show. Yeah, it was very thoughtful, right, Sarah? Oh my God, it was so good. Okay, did y'all know that Stu is new on Wellbutrin? Is that an antidepressant, or is it kind of does it fix a lot of things? I guess Jeff says it's changed him. It's made him more focused, less anxious. Was he saying it's helped him stop smoking, or it's a side effect that maybe will help him stop smoking? I remember when Chef Stu and Jeff were dating for a couple of months, and something came out where Jeff said that he was a smoker. I would have never thought, because now we know Jeff, we learned a while about, he dated this guy for 5 years that was a smoker. And he says he loves secondhand smoke because it reminds him of being a child, which my parents both smoked. So I totally remember secondhand smoke. Ugh. But, yeah. Oh, you used it to stop smoking. Okay. So it does a lot of stuff. Wellbutrin. Well, that's amazing. It's an antidepressant. It's a mood enhancer. Helps you quit smoking. Helps you quit drinking. Oh my God. I love that. Okay. It's a mild antidepressant. And what's this other thing that Carrie said she's on? Wellbutrin and a boost pill, a boost bomber. What did she say that was? I don't even know what that was. Jeff takes a smoke now and then. The way I'm always surprised at the housewives that apparently smoke, or like reality TV stars, and I guess they hide it, but I think a lot of the girls do it for to keep their weight down. I think it makes them not eat as much, right? Yeah, what's a boost bar? Is that like a pill? Pellets? Boost par. Oh, BUSPAR? No idea. Is that a pill? I thought they said boost bar, like a protein bar. And I'm like, well, she sounds like it's medical, because I couldn't understand what she's talking about. Okay, well, I need to look into boost par. I don't know what that is. But it sounds like it's working for her, although she was definitely on edge today. I don't know. I've gotten quite a few DMs. There was quite a bit of, I don't know. They were definitely, I think she was just teasing with Stu, but I do think she is a busy ass mom. Busy in her career, 2 young kids. Todd doesn't seem to help a shit ton, and he seems to like a lot of downtime. Todd, you've got a wife and 2 kids. You got to get your shit together. You got to be a little more, let her take the dog on an hour walk. Let her listen to a podcast. Support that. It sounds like she does a lot. It sounds like he goes to work really early too, and then she's left. And we know as parents, oh my God, the mornings before school are the worst. They can be so chaotic. Picture day, you got to send a check with them, unless they're letting people do the online stuff now, which is amazing. NW Shelley says, I don't think she was teasing. I think Stu drives her nuts. Oh, Lee says, I'm a smoker. I've tried it all. Yeah. I've never been a smoker or a vapor, but I do know that those things are really strong to get addicted to and easy. So I hope that if you want to quit, something works for you. I really do. I don't know what that means. Did you already mention Jeff? Hold on. Did you already mention Jeff making the dig about someone? I forgot who. Borrowed jewelry and he throws in something like, but she returned them, unlike Heather. Yes. Christine. Who was that he said it about? Oh my God. He definitely dug in and yeah, they definitely heard that. Yeah, Laura says it was kind of awkward and I felt bad for Stu. So did I. I thought the phone calls were crazy good. I thought it was a good mix of like positive and negative. I sort of love that they get like a clue of what the conversations, what the phone call is going to be about. So they could, they kind of knew what kind of calls they were taking. And what is it about Jeff? He loves a good negative phone call. He loves taking it. I don't know why. I think as long as people are like funny about things, he loves taking all that. M. Cruz said you love the phone calls. Maybe Carrie's in a good after show fit, someone says. I don't know how she would have time for it. Real estate, I'm not involved in that, but it seems like it's never ending. And with 2 kids, there's always someone that's like, I don't feel good, or I forgot this. Can you bring this? I mean, it doesn't sound like they have like a full-time nanny or anything. Do they? I've never really heard her talk about that at all. Vic Stroh says, I love that Jeff doesn't avoid that. Y'all, I think I'm getting a hot flash again. Why did these happen right at the same time? Are they like a timed thing? It's so weird. Crazy. At least I'm sleeping well, though. Everyone said that menopause or periomenopause, whatever it's called, would affect my sleeping, and it doesn't. I just don't go to sleep early enough for sure. What else? I think that's it. Tomorrow is Pej and Megan together. Last time it was Pej and Paige Davis. I know that he flew out of the country or flew to Chicago sometime right after that. I do sort of wonder if him and Paige are going to get together and have a date. I don't know. some of y'all were sending me messages that he's like had a girlfriend for like 10 years. They must be on a break, because he did not sound like he was anything but single, right? Yes, Robin, hot flashes suck. They've been okay so far. They're just so weird. It's so weird to all of a sudden be warm. Like, it's so weird. Can you listen to the after show at a different time? Yes. It's sort of like the app is sort of tricky. So for the most part, I feel like it's available right away if you just search Jeff Lewis after show. Or if you can wait till the night, just search Jeff Lewis video and watch the whole thing on video. It's so much better. Then you get the pre-show, the commercial breaks, the after show. So last night it came up early. My daughter was part of my mom duties. I took her to the library. That's this amazing library near us. But I waited for her and her friend to work on this project because it really didn't make sense to drive home and drive back. And they're only, 8th grade. So I wanted to stay at the library with them. Anyway, so I'm in my car and I just check and I'm in the parking lot and I just checked the Jeff Lewis after show and it was up. So then I see where Liz Rome on the very first commercial break, it's the video that I put up, and it said, he looks so serious. And he's like taking notes and stuff. And basically Liz is like, Heather did you wrong. She's a fucker or whatever she said. And Jeff goes, yeah, I was her friend. Like I stuck up for her. And he goes, I was really hurt. So I make a video about that and I talk about it. So I don't think Heather McDonald, I need to check again. I think she blocked me over the weekend, like I said. Then I guess she unblocked me. She didn't refollow me. She was following me. I refollowed her. But that's how I saw that she was out to dinner with Josh and Lala last night. But somebody told me this morning, at least she's commenting on your Instagram again. And I'm like, what? So they tell me where to go find it. It was that video that he had said he was really hurt. Well, she was defending herself and explaining the story that Jeff had put out about this Facebook post where she says she was being joking and self-deprecating, which in her defense, she absolutely does that. She makes videos that are kind of, is that funny? Is it whatever? And she's just being self-deprecating about herself. She made one recently, I think on TikTok, where it's her and pretty much an empty table before all this, fighting. It's her and Chris. Well, her and Justin were already feuding a little bit. Her and Chris Frangiola at this big long table, and like nobody's there but them two. And she says, when you invite all your friends to celebrate your podcast and only y'all show up. So anyway, so she makes videos like that. But basically she was defending herself from this Facebook post where she was saying, look, y'all are not saying that y'all are not recommending me as a replacement host if Andy Cohen were to ever retire. And I'm really upset about that. She says that was years ago when she was totally joking and Jeff didn't say it right. He didn't really have the context right. That's from her Christmas party? That table video is from her Christmas party, somebody said. Well, wasn't it just posted recently? I thought I just saw that on her. And she said it was something about her podcast, though. Oh, she has these Christmas parties, though, for her podcast people. So that's right. Yeah, it's her shtick. Yeah, for sure. But anyways, so to pin a comment, you can swipe on it and the pin option should come up. It didn't. It hit delete and it just swiped her dang comment away. So I'm like, oh my God. Not that she's going to give a rat's ass or pay attention, but I'm like, if Heather McDonald thinks, oh my God, I commented on her Instagram and now she deleted, I'm like, I did not. I tried to pin the comment. I mean, because it's Heather McDonald. Anyways, I think they are all hurt. However, it's juicy, all what's going on, but some things should be kept private so they can figure it out, but they didn't. I mean, and like I've been saying though, everything about this is huge ratings for everyone, right? I mean, I've got the most people on here ever. There's 182 on Instagram right now, 374 over on YouTube. More will watch this later as a replay. Oh, that's my reminder that Bethany's show comes on today. Today is Wednesday, so every Wednesday her YouTube Bethany show launches. Anyways. Oh, Todd and Carrie do have a nanny. She's talked about the one nanny. Oh, yeah, drinking booze in the thing. Yeah, I think I do remember that. Anyways, thank you so much for joining live. I promise it's way more fun. If you're watching on the replay, please please make a comment. It really helps my algorithm, so I would really appreciate it. Thank you for following me everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook group, Facebook page. Everything is under Jeff Lewis Obsessed. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Tomorrow is Pej and Megan. And then, oh shoot, who's on the after show? Crap. I forgot who's on the after show. I forgot. Ah, bye. Bye, Chimpets. Bye, YouTube. Oh, end, not cancel.